Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. I'm back here in the studio today. I have Anand with me. Thanks for the kind comments about Shashwat. Shashwat is doing much better. He's back in university. And today we're going to talk about the troubles in the Chinese property sector, that everyone thought Evergreen was just an anomaly and nothing else was there. Everything else is hunky-dory. A lot of people who were pro-Chinese property market were saying that. Now there are bigger and wider cracks. A bigger and a wider company seems to be falling and failing. And I thought I'll take Anand's thoughts on this and dive deeper into why this kind of a problem is there. That is just not a question of money.
See, first, this is not a Chinese problem. There is also a big Indian problem. We are refusing to see it. The symptoms are there, but we want to assign other reasons to the symptom. There's a particular building in Madras,
Correct.
where we come from, which is developing this problem, which is visible. It is in the news,
Yes, it's there all over the news.
but it is there in all the big builders, not the small builders, big builders. But we will not discuss India today. But this problem is things have come to such a pass in China. They have this Evergrande crisis,
Yes.
which the bank went, a big real estate developer went kaput in 2021.
Correct.
Now the crisis has turned 3 years old.
Correct.
Now there's a company called Country Garden Estate.
Yes.
Now that is the largest builder in Japan.
No, China.
Not the largest builder in China. He is 4 times bigger than
Evergreen.
Evergreen. And he is the largest builder of flats and residences in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities of
China.
China. Now, after the Evergrande crisis, they put 3 red lines. Now, what are those 3 red lines? The Chinese government said, these are the 3 red lines for real estate developers. One is how much debt they can have to cash. Debt to cash ratio. Debt to asset ratio. So there were 3 red lines. How much debt you could have to relate into cash you have. How much debt you can acquire with equity. And how much debt to assets. All 3 were limited. So they thought if you could fix those 3 ratios, and based on which only these companies could operate and raise debt, they would have de-risked the entire property sector. But nobody expected COVID to become so big it was. And they had a foolhardy policy of following a zero COVID policy. So long after the rest of the world opened up, China was closed. So this Chinese problem has meant that nobody has had jobs. China did not give state support. It was a communist government.
Correct.
But did not give state support to people. Lots of people lost livelihood. Lots of people lost confidence in the economy. There are 2 things happened. A lot of people lost livelihood completely.
Correct.
So a lot of people are running away from China. In fact, Financial Times had a big article which says that Ecuador, a very strange place, is full of Chinese.
Yes.
Looking for a way to go to US from there.
Correct.
Through the Panama Canal.
Yes.
Because they don't want to live in China. And Ecuador is the only country in Latin America which allows Chinese without visa.
Correct.
So they are asylum seeking in America. Xi Jinping doesn't like it, but this is the truth. So this is reality. So what has happened is sales of property has started to fall. Dip. The properties are not simply selling.
Correct.
And because properties are not selling, the general sale of property is down 16%.
Wow.
For 616. If there were 100 flats being sold, today there are 84 flats being sold.
Correct.
But in the case of Country Garden, which was catering to middle class people, the fall has been much steeper.
Yes.
It's 60%.
Yes.
So if you are selling 100 flats, you are selling 40 flats. Now, real estate, if you know, doesn't work like that.
No.
You have to buy a huge parcel of land using debt, and you have to start building. And you hope people will buy.
Yes.
And from which you can start.
To the point when the markets were good, builders will start
buying for
selling even before the ground is dug. Yes, discounting price and selling.
Discount price selling. But today, they have the property. There are no takers.
Yes.
So this has led to a cash flow crunch. If you have a cash flow crunch, the entire supply chain, cement, brick, tile, everything will suffer.
Yes, roll-on effect is huge.
Roll-on effect is huge. And because there is no cash, Country Garden is not able to pay its interest. It's missed an interest payment of $22.5 million. Small amount. But it has 1 month grace to pay. I'm sure it will not pay. If it pays this time, next time it will not be able to do it. So
It's a question of when.
it's not a question of is it happening.
If it's going to happen, it's
The question of when is it going to go down. And the problem is these bonds have stopped trading. So for $1 worth of bond is now worth 15-20 cents, and there are no credit default swaps. So no international money is going to come in
to save
into
them.
this. Now, if you force banks to lend to these guys, then you keep them afloat, but then your banks will become zombie banks.
Correct.
If they are going to miss questions, when they are going to miss. So the dollar bonds have become bonds in the pennies.
Correct.
So no foreigner will lend.
And you told if the banks
If the banks lend, then it becomes directed lending. The banks will also become zombie banks. So state bank, even today, international bond trading is there on state bank firms. That is state-backed firms.
state-backed, yes.
Yes, state-backed public sector units. Even they will get into serious trouble. And already what has happened is, because of the zero COVID policy and all these issues I have said, people have started hoarding because bank deposit rates are extremely poor in China.
Correct.
So people are putting their savings in property. Now people have got, since property prices have also started to fall.
Correct.
So they are having negative returns.
Yes.
So the Chinese, that's why you had empty cities, because people believed you can keep the flat as a storehouse of wealth.
Correct.
But now the storehouse of wealth has declined.
Correct.
So nobody wants to put money there. So it's a negative feedback where it's just deflation.
Loop which is going on.
And this is the reason why Chinese economy as a whole is deflating.
It's terrible.
Right? And they're becoming a older rapidly aging population, thanks to the dictatorial policies. On top of it, you have a guy like Xi Jinping doing what he is doing. So all this put together has put enormous pressure on China. And this is not going to end soon. You cannot throw money at it to end it. You have to stimulate demand.
Correct.
And you cannot stimulate demand just by printing money. You will have to do other things to restore the confidence after what you have done in zero COVID.
Correct.
So Chinese economy is not going to get sorted out now. This is going to have a long-term effort. What is the consequence of this? The consequence of this is going to be the yuan is going to get cheaper and cheaper against the mighty dollar. Because interest rate, today the Fed has said they will increase interest rates further, which I was alluding to for a long time, another 0.5% increase.
Correct.
So dollar will go costlier. Chinese yuan will come down further, which means all the guys who are competing with China, including us, we will have to make our rupee cheaper so that our exports survive. If you make your rupees cheaper, you are importing oil. So your cost of oil is going to become higher. So you are going to have inflationary pressure here. So all this put together is now very clear that the dollar is going to gain strength. And all these grand dreams of Chinese currency, a Chinese and a Russian axis replacing the Americans is all gone.
Okay, de-dollarizing. Okay.
Whatever it is. The ruble, and the funny part was, we were trying to say Russia and India together will solve all the world's problems. The ruble has gone from 60 to 103. China is in crutches now. He is just limping around. And you think we should hitch our fortunes with them. And India is going through an exact same problem, because the builder who I am talking about has got thousands of unsold flats.
Correct.
I know one particular flat in Krompet area, where he has finished one structure. Last 5 years, he has not sold a bank of flats. It's empty. And then he has another site of equal size where half-finished building is there for 7-8 years. So, and there is no sale. And the guys whom he sold to are trying to sell again. This is why I linked that builder with the Chinese problem.
I understood.
Now, if you can pick that, and that's why I've been saying real estate is dead in India, don't go anywhere near it.
I agree.
Thank you for watching Be Rich. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, turn on the bell notification. If you have done all of these above, then send this video to your friends and relatives and have them take a look. Once again, thank you for your support for Be Rich.
And if you guys would like Anand to come on to the podcast now and then and talk to us, please put in the comments below so I can tell him you guys do want him to be in the podcast now and then at least. Even if he's busy, he can now and then come as a guest talker.
Thank you. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.